All right, welcome back to the No Call No Show podcast. Got myself, Davey Dave. We got a special guest in the building. We got what's your occupation? Say it one more time.
Paramedic.
Paramedic. That's the sum up of it. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself.
No, I'm Carmaine, this cousin. So.
Okay, cool. So just jumping right into it. So how you get to become what you are today, which is paramedic?
Oh man, so it really started when I was in the military. I got to get some hands-on with some medical training, and then when I got out, I was like, well, what am I gonna do? Went to EMT school, went to medic school, and I've been doing it ever since.
All right, so as far as in school, like you kind of knew you wanted to do this, or you kind of fell into it? Because there's somebody out there that's like trying, they doing trial and error, like like, nah, I think I might do that.
Man, we got a saying in EMS, it's like you either fell into it or you tripped into it, right? So there's not a lot of people that just say, I want to be a paramedic for life.
Right.
Honestly, it's for adrenaline junkies, right? That call you get, you never know what you're going to have until you get on scene, right? And it's just, it can be mayhem or it can be, the most peaceful thing in the world. So when I was in school, it was exciting. I mean, it wasn't like life-changing. I had done a couple things in the past, but,
So like as far as me, I can't do blood. Like, that's what I want to ask. So is it like you get that, you kind of know, is it cold, like it's going to be blood, or it's just like come and you see when you get there?
Man, listen, so dispatch will give you something, and they'll say like it's a 26 alpha, right, which is like your basic sick person.
Right.
And you'll get there, and it might be blood everywhere, or it might be nothing.
Right.
I mean, you just got to be ready to deal with what's in front of you when you get there.
Oh no, see I can't do blood, man. That's my problem. Like my friend, he do dispatch, and he was telling me about some of his stories. He get over the phone. I still can't handle that. He was a dude got shot, something, and leaking. He was like, man, I heard him take his last breath. I was like, yeah, I quit after that. Like, nah, I'm straight.
That's not the big
I'm straight. Like, nah, I can't do that. As far as like for somebody that's trying to like get into it, is it like a schooling? Is it like a calling? Or like is it just something like you say you trip into it, you fall into it? Like is it something you gotta just know about, or it's like you gotta have that passion?
Man, I think it's different for everybody, right? Like if you've had an experience where you encountered somebody with medical training in your life, and that was what piqued your interest, and sometimes that's what it is. For some people, it's like, this is the way to make money because I'm not going to school right now, or I need something to tide me over.
And it's a demand for it, I'm sure.
Right, and that's the other thing, right? So right now, you can make a pretty good amount of money without having to go to college. The schooling is associate's level, so you do like it's like a year and a half of paramedic training.
Okay, not even full 2 years. Okay.
You come out and make about 25, 26 an hour.
That's good living, man. For some people around here, especially, because it's way better than 12. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a guy. He was out in the military too, and he was like, man, I think I'm just going to be a paramedic. I was like, that's random. He was like, man, they make 26, I'm always gonna have a job. You know what I'm saying? Like wherever I go, and he loved it. Like he in or somewhere. He be on call wherever he do. He be back and forth. He liked it real like changed his life and all. Me, no.
The best part about it is, it depends on where you work. So like I work in this metro system where we're pretty busy, but you could also get stuck in a system where you run 2 calls a day, and you're still getting paid, but you sitting in the station like we sitting here talking.
Oh, see, that's dope. See, that's me. Then I'm mad when stuff happen. Like, damn it.
And that's how you feel.
Like,
that call come in.
Play Uno today. But I want to ask some stuff just for the audience members. Like, just like far as the insight of it, was there ever a day that you went in and something was just too much for you? Because I'm sure they probably give y'all free therapy. They gotta be able to give y'all something to cope with other than substances, which is like alcohol, which a lot of people use.
No, they have peer support groups like the psychology for folks that deal with calls that might be a little bit too much. I've been blessed to not have to deal with terrible stuff like you hear about child deaths and like infant stillborns and like.
See, that's the stuff that has.
I've been blessed not to have to deal with that, but folks that do have to deal with that, the only thing that I can say probably where I haven't had that call yet, but there's been some pretty gruesome stuff where it's just you really realize how maladjusted you might be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it, man. You ain't gotta tell me the training ain't I ain't gonna get through the training. They gonna be like, man, listen, I don't do blood. Like, yeah, I could have picked you up, you know what I'm saying? But as soon as I see like something hit my body, like blood or any type of fluid, I'm done. I'm gonna drop the sketch and all. I got another question, man. Cause I'm a bigger guy. Like I seen a guy your side. He was like, all right, we're gonna put you on the stretcher. And I'm like, bro, like, I wouldn't hurt him. It was, I think I hurt my ankle or something. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna lift you up. And he did something. And like, he got me up. It was just enough to get me on the stretcher. But he was like, man, I lift people bigger than you, man. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, come with the job. I don't always have help. I was like, damn. So like, you ever came across somebody that's like bigger than you, or you just had to just either it's strength or is it like a technique or?
All the time, man. Like most, I can tell you, if I run 10 patients, 5 of them will be at least twice my size, right?
Do you just know it like that?
Yeah, I mean, just roll in. Folks just like, oh man, I fall and I can't get up. Like that's a real thing. That Life Alert commercial.
Yeah, I ain't laughing at it, but I always make jokes.
That's a real commercial. That's a real thing. Like
can't get out. The little butt.
But like they train us on, because you can hurt your back. That's one of the main injuries that medics get. So they give us lifting techniques, and like we got little adjuncts, like things like tarps and things that we can help people get up, and that way we don't end up hurting ourselves. And we can it's for folks that are way smarter than me, like it's physics, right? It's mechanics and like pulleys and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, I got you. Do you ever drive like the ambulance? You get to drive it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I ain't want to drive the ambulance. This area, man, they be cutting it on. They cut it off right when they pass you. I be like, this think he's slick, man. He trying to get to that chicken. I ain't stupid, but I done seen the ambulance, like, especially in this area, bro, like, they have it on, literally. Come through the light, cut it off. Another light, cut it right back on. But I don't be caring, but it's like, bro, y'all making it obvious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't stupid, but I had another question, one of my personal questions was like, do you have any fun days? Like, is it a fun day being a paramedic, or it's just kind of like a better than the worst day?
I mean, every day that you come to work and nobody dies is a fun day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It really makes you appreciate the small things in life. And like fun days for me, I don't know if you hear about like Dreamville, like a big concert.
Oh yeah.
Concert. Yeah. We'll go out there and we'll do medical standby, but that's a free concert, right?
Question.
Yeah.
I got one. Go ahead.
Get out later about that.
Yeah.
But no, so I mean, fun days can be anything like standbys at the fair. You know, if we get just pinged out to go like to a concert or like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. The question I asked about a concert. You heard about the Travis Scott situation?
Yeah.
What was that?
I wasn't there.
I wasn't.
You know, I mean, it's a couple ways to look at it, right? I mean, you in a big crowd mechanics, right? Like you end up getting pushed, and once you fall, it's hard to get up. I mean, you got people.
It's like a stampede. Just, I don't know what they was on, but they wasn't in their right. All on wasn't in their right mind.
Well, no, I got a story about that if we got time. So there's this place, this amphitheater in the county I work at, and we got this call. I was doing medical standby, and we got this call for dude down. So now it's dark out, and you got trying to find this person down in the middle of the crowd. Everybody else is like raging, you know what I mean, just having this good time. So we get over there, and person's down. Go up, push him. Don't say nothing, just out. And next thing you know, now we're dragging this person out of a crowd, right? And it's hard to do because people are not necessarily paying attention, or they don't care, right? They're there for a concert. So I mean, things like that, the problem is they can get out of control real quick, and then you still in the middle because you're still trying to help this person, right? So,
but it was 50,000.
Yeah.
And I was asking brother, I think it was the EMT paramedics, they was all on the walkie-talkie saying like it was a mass, but it was mass. I can't think
casualty.
I can't think of words now. Mass casualty. So they was like, if they pumped him and he wasn't breathing, it was like on to the next. Like I was like, what?
Yeah.
What you like?
We got it's called jumpstart triage. So like you basically they call it 32 can do. So it's like 30 respirations per minute. If you can push on somebody's finger and like see how fast the color returns. If it's less than 2 seconds, that's good. And if they can follow instructions, like green tag, you move on to the next person. If they're like not breathing, depending on where you work, sometimes it's 5. They do around the compressions and like for rescue breathing, and if they're still not breathing, it's on to the next one.
Yeah, I guess I get it, cause like I'm one man, like, and it's 12 y'all, like,
Right.
man, that's you gotta be built for that, man. I'm sorry. Like, do you got any like when you first got trained, was it you had to grow on it, or it just kind of was like that you just kept, I don't know, you get better at it? Cause me personally, I probably wouldn't even be able to eat a sandwich after seeing some stuff, like especially guts and car accidents. I definitely don't like car accidents.
I mean, like I said earlier, it really makes you think about how maladjusted you are, right? Like, I mean, if you can deliver a baby and then go eat lunch, or you can see somebody's guts hanging out and then you go eat dinner. I mean, it's
I'll be skinny because I'm like,
it's something that grows on you, bro. It really does.
I did this for the audience, man. People be wanting to know, man. This stories. I ain't in the medical field, man. I wanted to be a doctor all my life.
Yeah.
And then, like, for one, I hated math, and the doctor was like, "You're just gonna have to get better." And then, like, I was like, "I don't like blood." He was like, "Yeah, you might wanna, you know what I'm saying? Like, this might not be your thing, cause it's gonna be blood." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're working with babies, you working with T's, it's gonna be blood. I was like, oh. Had to switch that up, but I don't know, man. It's just, I wanted to get y'all, especially y'all, like the paramedics on here, because y'all feel like y'all get enough of the concert. Ain't nobody talking about the paramedics, they talking about the people that was in the crowd. Now, this, what about the boys that was working 20 hours? Like, bro, like, I'm sure there's one paramedic right now, like, listen, like, if it wasn't for me, most of them probably would have, you know what I'm saying? They probably would have been down. Like, I mean, they did their thing, but I was the one, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm glad that y'all get some light on that, man, because I just keep saying I can't do it. I can't. And then I remember you went to school. I never saw you doing the medical thing. You started off with what?
Yeah, no, I went to school for, that's why I say you either trip or fall into
it. So it's like, yeah, nah.
I went to school for environmental health, and then, like, you try to get a job, and it's just like, well, you gotta do something, because student loans come knocking.
Yeah, they here now. They probably outside my door right now. You want to record? Let's do it. Let's do it. You want to do that, buddy?
Yeah.
But a reason I always ask the college students too, because I was getting them on here, is like getting like insight from y'all. Do it still make them want to do it? Because I know when I was in it, man, it was talk about the money. It was like, I'm gonna graduate. It's gonna be Alice in Wonderland. Nah, not at all.
No.
You might as well, you at Walmart.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You like, bro. I mean, I ain't saying I shouldn't be here, but like 4 years ago, I could have applied here, right? And then your friend's like, yeah, I ain't got no debt. He making more. It's like, bro, what? Like, I ain't calling you dumb, but I got the degree, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got the degree, bro. And then the manager ain't went to school. You like, all right, let me, like you said, figure out something. So
that's the crazy part of me. You think about it, when you go to college, it's this dream you get promised that
they sell it to you too.
And unless you go to a STEM field, if you do anything else, I mean, you can learn. That's the crazy part about the internet, man. You can learn almost anything that they teach in a classroom now.
Yeah.
And instead of spending 4 years, you do it in a year, and now you got 3 years of work experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's honestly, if I could go back and do it, I probably would have found some way to make it work. But all of it's timing too. You got to wait for the market.
Oh yeah, it's special about timing, man. I always tell people, because I got a couple cousins, man. They in school and they getting a little, you know how they get to about the third year. It's like, man, I don't think this is for me. I was like, man, listen, I feel you, but if you ain't got no other plans, just stick the course, bro. Because at least you'll have that. Right. Don't pull out. At least have that. Right. So like, I always tell people, like, this, not find your niche, but find something that just make you tick. You know what I'm saying? Make you want to go. Like you said with yours, you fall into the tripping tour. Like, I ain't know I'd be doing this. It's just I knew I like talking. And I always wanted, I don't like no job. I like hearing about other people's jobs, but I ain't never like no jobs. So that's how I fell into it. But this is some things up. So how would you tell people to start off if they wanted to get involved? They got to apply to a 2-year, or how that go?
Yeah, so right now, there's 2 ways you can do it. The system I work for, you can get hired, and they'll put you through EMT training, and they'll put you through medic training. Not every place is like that. Most places you got to do community college, and that's usually EMT courses. Usually a semester long. Okay. The medic side
just a bunch of
about 2 years
in your brain, just stuffing
every day.
Every day.
It's that I learned that my paramedic training was harder than my bachelor's degree, just because of the amount of information that I had to be responsible for in the short amount of time, hands-on.
Yeah.
And then it's different, right? You go to college for
BS the first 2 years is just gen ed. Like, you just chilling.
It's like I could have done this at community
I'm
college.
telling you, been done. And I was the type of dude, I went, not picking at the tech school. When I first went to the 4 years, like, you tripping, man. I'm going to where the party's at. And they graduated, started working. I'm out there still making 8, 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm home for the summer broke, man. See, he got a new truck. I'm still getting I'm still getting the shop card, bro. I hold the key. He got money. I'm out here 4 years. But
that's the way to do it, man. The tech school, that's the man.
It's right there. They get it. You gotta go make money. You know, they ain't got time to just be every day like come learn about colors. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to collect, man, we ain't got time, but I had some stories. But just to sum things up, so like you said, to do that, apply to the 2 year, either trip in or fall in it, have somewhat of a passion for it. Anything else you want to sum up with?
I think that's it, man. We need good people that want to care for folks. Right?
Okay.
Don't do it for the money, because the money will get old.
Okay.
You know, you got to do it because you want to be there. You want to help somebody in that time of need, man.
Okay, bet. Y'all heard that? Don't just jump out there because you think you're gonna make $25 an hour. Do it because you want to do it. That's pretty much it. Like and subscribe. Put your comments down one more time for the paramedic right here with the good stories. The Dreamville. Remember the Dreamville. And that's how simple.